Hey there, E here, and we're back with more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, getting even closer to the end of things. We are very much in chapter 5, and it is not a long chapter. Let's see, last time we first entered into the new system that we can access to in chapter 5, found the trail of the Lord Inquisitor, followed it, we started off finding a whole bunch of Necrons because of the trail that we found, and then from that battle, continued our exploration of the few systems we had access to. Along the way, we found more traces of the Lord Inquisitor as well, as well as traces of Theodora having been here before, along with evidence of the Baleful Howl, Ulfar's pack being here. Well, evidence, lightly, we have a small word for it, considering that we found their corpses. So yeah, that resolved Ulfar's quest. They were kind of killed by normal humans, or attacked by normal humans, which kind of caused one of the members to go a little bit crazy and finish off the rest. Not a very good end for them. But we did resolve that situation anyways, and Ulfar did seem to find a measure of peace in the result, and basically said he was going to join up with a Thorvald's group. So there is that. We then ended up in what looks like to be the final system of what we have access to. We found the world where it's where some of the evidence that we found previously on the previous worlds that the Lord Inquisitor was fortified at, and then a few extras. It's a world on a rather strange system full of dead and dying stars. Not very normal for there to be, was it like 3 dead stars plus 1 dying star? So yeah, very strange place. Strange, and a whole lot of lore reasons for that. Anyways, so here we are. The plan for today is, well, first off, it's going to be a shorter stream to space things out. I think, well, depending on how the battles go, in theory we could potentially finish it in today's stream, but with reading things and some of the difficulty, it might go just a little bit too long, so which is why it's going to be spread out. So maybe about a half stream today and a half stream tomorrow, and then that should basically cover everything, because there is nowhere left to go besides the Tomb World. And then what we're going to start off with is just investigating these 2 worlds, dealing with the ship battle, and then making landfall. And then, from there, just seeing what sort of defenses are present. So, let us go on with this. Rocket World, you're the nearest. A shuttle of Imperial make is detected among the rocky gorges of the planet, alongside 2 nearby Xeno objects. Monolithic structures embedded into the landscape. When scanned, the objects distort the signal, but no signs of enemy activity nor signals from the shuttle are found. Send the servitors to scout, disembark, and examine the shuttle and the Xeno structure. Get away from the unknown Xeno structures. Servitors. The servitor signal disappears as soon as they approach the cliffs between which the shuttle was found. Not one of them returns, and no data is received. Alright, disembark. Gamma von Valancius wishes to personally explore the enigmatic monoliths. Von Valancius shuttle overcome the turbulent zone with an alarming rumble, after which the connection to the voice ship becomes tenuous. Despite a rough landing on rocky terrain, the flight ends successfully. Alright, so we have this little group. Alright, I think we're done with Ulfar for now. So I'm going to Pascal, he kind of works against... Yeah, kind of works against Necrons. Bella doesn't do too much damage. Let's try leaving her behind then. Yeah, I'm going to bring Ulfar. The rest do great, and really do want to bring Heinrichs. But still though, getting most of them will help us do this somewhat quickly.
There will be no...
I will find out who condemned my brothers to death, and I will bring them a harsh reckoning! I swear it!
Registry and statistical irony. The units designed to perform terminating functions with respect to the adepts of discontinuing the cycle have been subjected to termination themselves.
Nobody likes each other on the retinue. They barely tolerate each other. So, and Talon, why are you here? Something with Copper Tongue. Alright, a few scarabs. Weird little tombey things. Oh, sarcophagi.
You interrupted my thoughts.
Interlopers within perimeter.
And they have appeared. Yeah, I don't know what I picked up for Cassia, but she always goes first. Would be nice if we could have gotten that Gamma. Anyways, 5 Necrons and then a bunch of, well, a couple scarabs. Have more over there. Warriors, warriors, and warriors. And what was this thing? Teleportation Matrix Beacon. Right, cannot interact with that one. Is there one over here? No, I think it's just that one. Well, since it says teleportation beacon, that is presumably something that is just going to summon more. And then after Cassia, the Moral goes first, then the 2 scarabs. Alright, now something we did last time, sorta, that helped out getting things a little bit settled a little bit quickly. Let's see, maybe over here. Yeah, I mean, the whole combination of Cassia and Gamma a bit overpowered. Now let's move you a little bit in. Probably good. Alright, so we want them to be as centered as possible.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Oh, that was completely the wrong one. Whoops. Meant to use the movement one. Good thing we saved. Try that again. Make sure we press the right buttons this time. Let's see, what's something that will get them all? Yeah, sure, right about there.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Dynasty will rise again.
Alright, so might have to ignore those ones. Can we give Gamma a turn? Where is she? Alright, she is in range.
Isn't this a job for the East?
What is up with that commentary, Gamma?
If I may,
Right, and then we have Transcendent Potential, which we can then use on Cassia, and then she can use her heroic ability to give Gamma a turn. Which way then she can fully buff everyone, then use the remaining AP for fire attacks.
a genius at work.
Go with the haste, and then use Iron Arm.
Huh. What if?
Then turn back to Gamma.
I shall prevail.
And then since the momentum is almost full, once we finish up with her, she can then use her heroic act on Cassia.
A wicked thought.
And there we go.
Schemes within schemes. Oh, a genius at work.
Right, so the teleportation matrix on that side. It'd be nice if they were closer together. Go ahead and set this one on fire too.
Oh, let's see. What?
Commencing.
Schemes within schemes within schemes. Huh. Let's see.
Place a command, Cassia, boost her, and then give her a full turn.
Behold my artistry!
somewhat. Alright, so that... it looks like that matrix is gone.
I'm not accustomed to black. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
That one's gone as well. They're down. All three of them are down. Just those two.
Isn't this a job for the witness the fury of House or
Fantastic. Did not even get a chance to test Ulfar. Right, we're supposed to be doing that.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Drawing upon your patchy knowledge of the Xenos, you guess that these monoliths were once part of a mighty transport ship capable of transforming into ground-based structures. Oh, so it is. You know, remember this is from Dawn of War? We would have thought they had to be a lot larger.
My warp sight reveals something.
We get Gloom Rifle. Damage from overpenetration is always equal to 100%. Cool. Then deals additional damage +0 of 3 times the target's deflection. 65 damage. Inevitable demise. Doubles critical damage dealt by the wearer. Maybe Argenta. Argenta or Irrelet. Then a consumable. Knocked unconscious, okay. User attacks do not count toward the attack limit until the end of this turn. How unconscious is unconscious? Right, the usual when they've been reduced down to 0 HP. And they are out for the rest of the battle. So use if you absolutely think you are going to win in that exchange.
What lies beyond?
Well, not like we use consumables anyways. Aside from the medical bags. A shield with better deflection. Stimulation protocol, something for skulls. When the service skull extrapolates sorcerer's abilities, gains stack of added stimulus. Add 5 stacks and grants an extra turn to the closest ally except the overseer. Then all stacks are removed. Oh. Yeah, but we don't really have a whole lot of abilities that can be extrapolated through them. Maybe for the leader, or not the leader, but the commander type characters, like the one Cassia's alternate class was. But instead that we went a full navigator with her. And then Fear Incarnate, where the wears under the effect of Reckless Rush, which I don't think we're using. And then, yeah, the shield. They shall weep a bolter weapon, two-handed, 2741. Ulfar can use it, no. Argenta could, but... yeah, it's like 240 or so. Yeah, well, this one be like 172. I don't know, maybe that is better. Same degree of armor penetration. Each shot with the bullet deals an additional 40 rending damage with 40% armor penetration to all targets adjacent to the target. Okay, yeah, maybe that to Argenta. Less of rate of fire, but yeah, the amount of damage kind of makes up for it, looks like. Then heavy void suit, nothing special about it, just a lot of armor. I mean, I suppose the reduction in damage from area and burst attacks. Medical bag, and then a Vox. The Vox does not produce sound immediately. The officer who made the recording speaks clearly and confidently, but also softly, with barely perceptible vibration in his low orator-like voice. It seems that the tape is partially damaged. Entry 1. We landed it successfully, but we were unable to report to our leadership. The communication channel was filled with interference. The navigation system has been affected as well, so we will not be able to take off anytime soon, let alone return to the ship. Sergeant Damani is looking for the source of the interference. The only thing left to do is to keep a log. Entry 5. Thanks to the information received earlier, we managed to partially decipher some of the inscriptions on the obelisk. Only the general meaning is clear. The creatures buried here are extremely hostile. We have not been able to identify the source of the interference affecting our communication and navigation. Yeah, considering that they're humans. Hostility would not matter a whole lot now, would it? Lady Theodora made it all clear that the expedition is extremely important, so we will continue the exploration regardless of obstacles. Whoever finds the Vox log must give it to her ladyship personally and no one else. Well, shame she is dead. Entry 18. One of the structures being inspected incinerated Corporal Monroe. We buried him with as much dignity as was possible in these barren rocks. His sacrifice need not be in vain. We will be more careful next time, and we will not embarrass her ladyship. Had a bit of a drop there. Entry 19. Entry 19, the explosion of the Xeno artifact damaged the engine, and the fuel compartment, and the cargo hold where we were keeping supplies. It is unlikely that we'll return to Lady Theodora's flagship, but we have almost completed our task and are about to enter the buildings. What matters is the preservation of the data we have obtained. There were no dead people behind the monoliths. The creatures attacked us as soon as we managed to activate the gate mechanism in one of the buildings. The weapons destroy flesh and plasteel with equal ease, and the bodies recover from any wounds. The wounds are interrupted by a bang and a yell. I will keep recording until my last breath, and I hope it benefits the house of Von Valancius. The weapons of the Xenos burn with green fire and hurl bolts of lightning, and energy charges burst from their blades. The body has fallen to the ground and cannot get up. Her body is breaking. The rocks beneath it are about to crack. Tell Dahlia that her father gave his life for the good of the Von Valancius dynasty. May she be proud of. And Theodora abandoned them. Yeah, Theodora, that's very nice.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Broken body has been smashed into the ground with such force that there are cracks radiating from underneath it. So that one person we just heard about. You can still recognize the Von Valancius coat of arms in the half-braided emblem on the side of the shuttle. Parts of the shuttle and equipment look as if something vaporized the ship's components one layer after another. Right, so why did they not clean up? They had a long time. Either don't care or they're quite broken.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Let's see, is that everything? Alright, small little event. A few things equips. Really, she cannot use that one. Alright, guess replace the deadly repeater. Argent dance for you. Yeah, I'll give you the shall weep and then armor. Better. Either you, Heinrichs, or... Oh, Heinrichs gonna wear it. Solomon, can you wear it? No. Alright, Abelard then. Probably the immobilize is a bit more important than. As for the shield. Oh, much higher shield block chance. This one is the one that gives a kinetic kinetic charge. Which then boosts the shield attack ability. We don't really use the shield attack ability though. Does that charge you anything else? No. First use of a shield attack on a turn costs 1 AP. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the advanced shield then. What about weapons? Damage is only about 38. I give Tormentor of the Chastened. Each common negative effect. Might go with that one then. More damage, slightly more armor penetration, missing out, however, on the veil degradation reduction. Then again, yeah, Necrons don't really use psi powers, so any degradation is going to be from our side. Which, aside from the first turn when we're buffing, it doesn't really build up all that much, I think. Alright, so go with that. I think for the final party, it's going to be Erlet, Argenta, and Cassia, just to help clear things out, and then Heinrichs and Ulfar, since I think they have a store-related stuff. Yeah, I don't think anyone else has anything store-related with Calcazar. Yeah, so those three, and then Ulfar and Heinrichs. Which means leaving Cabela and Pascal behind. Then again, Cabela doesn't do a whole lot of damage, I feel like. Although, yeah, she kind of can if we stack it up, but... Yeah, but she has that insane amount of movement. Probably the only thing she struggled against was that one or two larger Necrons that we encountered in the previous areas. But yeah, still go with these guys. Battlemancer staff. Are we fine with that? Do we have anything else? Yeah, we really don't have anything better for that. It is going to give him the Righteous Pyre then. Oh, Staff of Blood. Well, it doesn't matter too much, I suppose. We don't really use the staves for him. Oh, right. That's one item. Archimilton ability. Yeah, I don't think we give that to any of them. Cloak and Field Emitter. We don't have anyone using combat tactics. Withering Shard. Lower strength, toughness, and agility. In exchange for earlier use of heroic ability. Then the Harlequin Trinket. Every spent AP grants 2 MP to the wearer. Not affected by threatened areas. And whenever they dodge attack of opportunity, they gain 10 momentum. That'd be good for someone who needs a lot of movement. Flashlight Emitter. When target of an attack of opportunity becomes blinded for 1 round. I was going to give it to Ulfar, but no, apparently not. We'll be losing on 10 ballistic skills with this. Or if we give it to Argenta. be messing with the recoil and rate of fire. Alright, well, let's trade out on Irland then. Okay. Did we already? Thought we checked out the Dying Star. Yeah. And then left this world, and then this little battle. It seems that all color has died from the world. Gray masses of rocks give way only to brownish sand and black voids of gorges. The team barely notices a strange detail amid the drab landscape, an extensive area where the land is too smooth. As they approach, this area turns out to be a lake of moving metal, in the center of which burn green arc discharges. On its shores lies the ruins of pyramidal constructs. The smoothness. Small little connection issue there. The smoothness of the lake is lightly rippled by currents trying to extinguish the flames in the center. It's a bit odd. Try to extinguish the flame, attack the pyramids with the void ship's weaponry. Something wistful about the sight. Alright, well, try to extinguish the flames. The vessel cannoneers find the idea of smothering green flame with the ship's waist rather dubious, but do not dare question the will of the Lord Captain. The dropped cargo dissolves to no effect, barely touching the discharges. Alright, so the fires are forever. Send an exploratory shuttle. Specially equipped servitors are the first to disembark on the shores of this metallic lake. To the explorer's surprise, they return unharmed with samples of the anomalous substance. The squad sets out to study the lake and the Xenos constructions. Lore's test succeeded. Acolytes of the Adeptus Mechanicus determined that the metal contains the same substance from which the pyramids are made. The behavior of the metal particles indicates that the constructs made from the metal are capable of regenerating just like living matter, albeit incomparably faster. However, the pyramids filling the lake by transmitting the metal through built-in portals cannot surmount the destructive forces of the arc discharges in the lake's center. Are they just recycling the damaged pyramids then? Is that what it is? Find out what happened to the pyramids. One of the pyramids line the lake's shores is more damaged than the rest, judging by its melted edges and the direction of the breaks. The damage is the thing that started the fires at the lake's center. Analyze most of the metal. Oh hey, hollow field emitter. Wheeler gains 3 charges of a hollow field at the start of combat. When with the start, 1 charge of the hollow field is removed to prevent this damage. If there are no charges left, damage is not prevented, and the wheeler becomes staggered until the end of combat. Staggered, not that great. Weird little connection spikes. Why are there so many of them? Short but quite numerous. Alright, looks like that should be fine. Endless flows of metal pour from the portals of every monolith. However, one of the flows is noticeably weaker than the rest. Looking closer, officer notices a small object blocking part of the portal. With the help of the servitors, they are successful in removing it and bringing it to the Valancius shuttle. Now then, attack the pyramids with the voice ship weaponry. The Xeno structures do not give under their first salvos, and from the portals flows of metal begin to fill the damaged parts. The lake slowly shrinks, but the Rogue Trader's team quickly understands that it will take several days of bombardment to fully destroy this place. Okay, so we're just going to leave it alone. There's something wistful about the sight. An unhealing wound on the body of some mysterious technology. I'm sure someone else would have been more willing to bombard that place forever. Why is that lagging? Alright, hopefully that fixed that. And now we have left is just the ship battle, and then we can land on the world. Ravor, Lord Captain of Xeno Squadron, is on intercept course. It's the same abominations as before. What got them so riled up? Who cares? They're Necrons. All decks prepare for battle. Orders received, Lord Captain. Glory to the House of Von Valancius. Yeah, no matter what, they're going to attack anyways. Alright, need 4 enemy ships. And then the Lord over there. Alright, not too bad. Let's see, we're right in there. Okay, this side movement room, let's go over there. If we move over to one side, are we going to be able to hit that? Yes, we can. Gotta ram that one.
I know this tremor. Our shields are weakening.
Oh, we can lose out on this one.
Oh, commence the symphony of macro cannon.
Right, we want you to move because you do some weird targeting thing. Yeah, it uses aiming protocol.
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Let the macro cannon sing that whiskey song.
Go with boarding parties or Varian Storm. Let's go with Storm. I think boarding parties can only be used once per turn. Only affects one ship. and then warp right behind them. All going after our little backup ship. Or at least I thought they were. Can we do new heading? No. We do this, go down to here, then warp forward. And then, yeah, use a small jump over to the side. None of us went to reach. Yeah, still a short. So he jumped in that one. Let's go ahead and get this one on its regeneration. And again, just out of range. That's on its regeneration. Not quite enough. And then jumping will just put us too far. you transfer it over. Target you with both of those. So what's... Alright, so at least shoot you with these ones. That is a very bad place for this one to be. Good.
Engage the master cannon.
And then we shallow jump. No one will be able to hit anything. Don't like the accelerate turn, the same as a skip turn. Are you integrating? No. I don't think it is. I called them integrating. That was really the worst place I could have jumped to. Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of time.
Oh, such a macro cannon. Take that twisted soul.
Yeah, then that one will explode on its own.
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Unleash our fury.
Oh, it hadn't even started yet.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Probably use it on this one instead. That probably would have been a better choice. Although I think at this point it is still going to explode on its own.
The destination is known.
This thing can only be used during the end phase, which we've done multiple times, but it's never appeared. For some weird reason, is there like a distance issue or what? Yeah, this thing is really annoying. Doesn't activate consistently. All of the abilities activate consistently, except for that one. And there we go. I think we are at the max level for this. Yep, pretty much there. And that would be all of the space battles. Unless there's something optional that could make something. Or some side quest that can pop up something optional. Anyways, none of this matters. Get shield pulse and then... yeah, sure, ECMs. But yeah, that is all the upgrades for our vessel. All maxed out. I believe this is it then. Ravor, Lord Captain, we've spotted a planetoid with an unidentified xenostructure. Something tells me this is a place we've been looking for. Augur Claire detect a field of void mines. Break through, tell me about the mines. No, we found a data site or something with a code last time, so yeah, transmit the deactivation code we found on the outpost of the Lord Inquisitor's men. Beginning transmission, receiving return signal. 5% of mines report a transition to sleep mode. Receiving coordinates of an area designated as main landing site. You have a safe channel of approach toward Epitaph and coordinates for a landing. Any traces of Calcazar? Plenty. We're picking up the remaining vox echoes of conversations, standard signals belonging to Augur observation systems, the gas thermal trails of shuttles preparing to land. You know, Lord Captain. It seems to me that this place is about to fall apart. Augurs detect a multitude of signs pointing to structural damage in the tomb located on the planetoid, and they are very fresh. Right. So got here just in time. Commence preparation for a landing party. Time to lead personally. Are you certain, Lord Captain? I beg your pardon for such audacity. But this old void wolf's gut tells him that this tomb is very likely to become ours. I have this bad feeling as if, forgive me, your ladyship, I have completely lost my senses giving out advice like this. Advice has merit for postpone landing. Do we need anything right now? Let's do a quick check, make sure we finish up all our quests. Yes, we did okay. All we have left is just to land on Epitaph. Gear-wise, I think we're good. And I do believe we explored everything, so yeah, not much left to do. But yeah, I guess before we head over, well, land, be right back. Alright, let us continue. Up. And looks like there was a bit of a drop while I was gone. Alright, time to land. And what is this? Every person on the bridge freezes in astonishment, watching the remarkable procession approach your throne. Officers and enforcers are glancing at you, questioningly, but do not interfere until they are ordered to. Nomos. Oh, you are more well-formed. We have come to speak with you, Gamma. You gave us food for consideration by revealing the mystery of our origin. From then to now, we observed, calculated, sensed, and we discovered that a great change is coming, a trial. We see the potential for a great disaster. It is already ripening. The wave could crash down upon the Kronos expanse, and perhaps extend beyond it. We are headed for suffering and death. You are the one who can prevent that disaster, and we want to help you. We do. Let us help. Nomos are not human, but we have learned to see people as more than shells. We want to save them, protect them. And what do you wish to do? Wait until the unknown threat appears before you, then face it. We do not know where or when it will happen. We do not know what we will face. But we know that we want to be there with you. There is something we require to do it. Nomos are tethered to the shell of the ship. We can only follow you outside by using servitors as our shell. But they are lacking. Only a modicum of us can enter such a primitive vessel, and our power is likewise limited. We need a vessel, a body, but very few things can house us. That is why we have come to ask you, Magos Asclepius, as it might do. Alright, sacrifice. Not unusual. Asclepius, indeed I have. I cannot think of a prouder end to my pilgrimage than the liturgy of synchronization with the Great Spirit. I will become a vessel for the Messiah's favorite child and step beyond the confines of wretched living existence and into the halls of the eternal machine song. Right, so you would sacrifice yourself, Asclepius. I desire it more than anything. Nomos, we asked him many times because we did not want to hurt him. Nomos would not have proposed it if the human was against it. Alright, good for you. Now then, what is this coming threat? Nomos cannot say. Something changed after you helped us remember our birth on Epitaph. We now sense the liberation of something vast, which is actually a mere fraction of something limitless. It is seeping through a breach, its shoulders pushing against the walls of its prison that are about to give. But what it is, you do not know. We must say, it frightens us to think about this unknown something that is trying to break free. It is so vast, too vast to measure or explain. But we now know that living souls are the same. They are always larger than they seem, calculated their potential. This makes us believe that we, Nomos, and you, Gamma, can step beyond the limit of calculations. There we will face the unleashing horror without faltering. Alright, again with the connection issues. Alright, well, good thing today's gonna be a shorter stream. Right, made decision. Asclepius, we await your word, master of this ship. Nomos, please give us freedom, and we will stand with you in the hour of great need. Alright, well, since Asclepius gave permission, go ahead. Asclepius, praise Omnissa, I kneel before his favorite child and humbly offer this shell as a gift. May I become a temple to the machine and a vessel for its great spirit. Nomos, how interesting. We feel restricted, but not as much as inside servitors. Some work must be done on the new shell. Then it will be ready for journeys to the outside. We will leave you for now, Gamma, but in the hour when you stand before the great trial, we will return and stand with you side by side. Excellent. Okay, Rabor, the valet, bridge officer, they are all gathered there. I'm gonna be able to talk to the extras. Alright, great meeting at the companions. Nothing more within them, however, though. No. And then Nomos is preparing. Okay, there's a Voxmaster, presumably talk to her or this one to progress, right? Yeah, still need to say goodbyes. Abelard. He was here from the beginning. Abelard looks at you with a tired smile. Can't resist giving you his characteristic appraising glance. Well, Lord Captain, my service to you began under the most remarkable circumstances. I should hardly be surprised that you have delivered us into circumstances more unexpected and surprising than ever before. Of one thing I am certain, the von Valancius dynasty will cover itself in glory today. I don't know what happened, you're always by my side. You have a highly organized mind, so you must have already considered what you're going to do once this campaign of ours comes to an end. Are you ready to follow me all the way? Already we have quite an ordeal ahead of us. Yeah, what are you gonna do after this? Abelard, somewhat embarrassed, tucks his thumbs into his belt. Now that I have your blessing, it is about time I took care of my family. The Western clan has gone without its patriarch for too long. I should make time for my descendants before some noble upstart tries to chew them up again. Right, did talk about that. Right, and then you're always by my side. The Seneschal's place is at the Rogue Trader's side. As you have learned, others can betray and abandon you in the darkest hour. If the Lord Captain cannot count on her Seneschal, there is no one she can count on. And that is not a fate that I wish for you, so I am doing my duty. I wonder if we'd still be seeing the same if we were much more eviler and heretical, or maybe overly zealous of a fanatic. Now then, Dirty Abelard, we have quite an ordeal ahead of us. We have been through worse. The Seneschal grins cheekily, and for a split second it looks younger by a good 100 years. He then bows his gray head. I serve House von Valancius, Lord Captain. It would be nice if these were voice acted. Ulfar. I am not a priest, of course, and the spirits do not always speak clearly to me, but I did cast the runes. You have a great challenge ahead of you, Heidvater. Be very careful, or better yet, take me with you. There is no better way to guard your safety. Yeah, I do kind of want to bring him along for the confrontation with Calcazar. I think he should have something to say about that, along with Heinrichs. Everyone else, yeah, I don't believe anything. They wouldn't have anything particular to say about that. Maybe Irlet? Kalkazar is waiting for me down there. Should I give him your regards? No, we're bringing him along. You found your package. Your campaign is nearing its end. What are you going to do next? I will return to my brothers and sing the saga of the Baleful Howl pack. I will carry it all the way to Fenris and pour its ringing verses into the ears of the Jarl and Great Wolf himself. Its burning words will warm us during the fierce hell winter. Ulfar grins. And then the brothers at the table will nudge each other and point their fingers at me and say, "It was he who crafted such a beautiful saga. How generous the Allfather has been to him." Well, aren't you proud? Glad the Emperor brought our paths together. This only proves that we will not lose sight, Father. Go into the foulest hole in the universe where only low-born and wretched humans crawl, fall into darkness, and then cry out, "Who here believes in the Allfather, sisters and brothers?" And even there, in the world's most rotten pit, you will hear an answer. And if you reach toward the voice, you will find a worthy companion. Everyone who believes in him and follows in his footsteps is given the chance to become someone greater and more worthy. Debatable. Fenris Hilda Vlak. Fenris Hilda Advater. Ulfar bows his head solemnly and respectfully, an untold honor granted to a mortal who has impressed the Emperor's angels with her deeds. Theodora. She looks up at you with reddened eyes despite the tired look on her face. She smiles broadly, and either at you or at something behind you. Well, Lord Captain, my little whispers have grown quiet. It's like they know the long thread we've been following is finally at an end. It's now or never, isn't it? Thank you for everything, either way, Lord Captain. Oh hey, we can hug her. Theodora sobs fearfully, but the next moment hugs you back. There. You really have lost it, haven't you? She is silent for a few seconds and mutters something before letting you go. Thanks. Yeah, she's had it quite rough. She is quite doomed, isn't she? What do you think awaits us after this last skirmish? Well, I have no doubts about you. Everything's going to come up roses for you. As for me, she catches herself. You know, maybe I won't live long, but it'll be a good life. I'll leave behind so many tales to tell. Let them remember my name over a mug of something foamy and laugh at the stories of of our exploits. Yep, your exploits of staying on the void ship. Alright, so one last prediction. You think the little whispers are going to play nice? They weren't that useful even before. True, they were quite into riddles. And now they're more likely to mess us around than save our bacon. She laughs ruefully. Lord Captain, your fate is in your hands alone. Do not let the words of a deranged psychic confuse you. You're not meant to listen to the grumbling beyond the veil. Glad you have been at my side all this time. Theodora sobs at your words. Thank you, Lord Captain. I can't imagine why you've shown me so much kindness. After everything we have been through, you're the only reason I'm still alive. There were so many ways I could have died. True enough. I know I've been harping on all this time about Lady Theodora this, Lady Theodora that. You know, you may never become who she was, but she could never have been who you are either. And I'm glad it was you who replaced her, and that life threw me together with you, and not with somebody else. So there. Now, let's change the subject before I get all sentimental, alright? Alright, pull yourself together. We have a tough battle ahead. If it were an easy battle, who would ever bother to tell us about it? Nobody. Not Sue. Let's show him, Lord Captain. Erlet, your turn. Gamma. Her voice is soft and melodic, enveloping you with a calm. No matter what lies ahead, I will walk this path with you at the end. Such was my promise, and such is the will of my soul. Alright. Probably best not to remind her about that. About Slaanesh going to devour her soul. She has Yeah, she's always constantly reminded about that. Best not to remind her about it in this moment. Not absolutely standing united against a common threat. Is it not what sentient creatures do? Our journey together has not been an easy one, but I'm glad that both of us are here today. As we walk down the road of thorns, we acquire not only scars, but priceless treasures also. To know a stranger's soul, your own must shine just as brightly. I saw the light of your soul, Gamma. It will drive away the darkness before us. Where our paths diverge if we survive, our fate will be decided in the coming battle. Oh yeah, we'll diverge if we survive. Ere that cocks our head in surprise, I promise to walk your short human path alongside you. Yeah, sure enough. Now then, our fate will be decided in the coming battle. His voice rings like naked steel. I am ready to drive back the darkness, Alantok. Are you? Alright, then we can still talk to her again. Standing united against a common threat is it not what sentient creatures do? True, a human and a child of Viserion. We will fight side by side like a pair of blades, and the enemies will fall before our fury. Alright, not that sentimental. I was hoping for a bit more. Jai. The Exalted One wants to move our destinies into a glittering tapestry of this world with gold and silver thread, shattering. And today the pattern of our lives will either be completed, she snaps her middle fingers deliberately loudly, or the tapestry will be torn asunder. Personally, I prefer to place my hope in the first option. Yeah, it's always best to be optimistic. Are you afraid of what is to come? Whatever comes our way, we can handle it, shrug indifferently. Cut aside your doubts, the Emperor protects. Barely. So you're afraid of what is to come. Battle against the enemy. Pain, oblivion. She smiles and shakes her head. Oh no, Shireen. My only fear is that after these tribulations, we will never be the same again. And I do so enjoy being me. After a pregnant pause, she continues in her usual playful manner. So, what brings you to me, Shireen? Not parting words, I hope. Because I despise goodbyes. I feel as though they rob me of my future. I never want to hear goodbye, after all, but only ever see you again under the same stars. Literally enough for some people, at least. Yeah, curious of what you're going to do once it's all over. You mean if it's ever over, and if the Aussie don't play their evil tricks on us? She raises an eyebrow and shrugs. I don't know, Shireen. Being drunk on unbridled freedom sounds nice. It's so close. I could reach out and grab it like the tail of a comet and leave the Casablanca mission behind. Start doing things on my own without having to rely on your good favor. Limitless possibilities lie ahead. I just have to survive the coming darkness. Just want to say that I'm glad for your company, especially now. We never really interacted with you. Get a grip, we have a hard battle ahead of us. Rest assured, Shireen, when it comes to matters of being in oblivion, Jai Hadari has the coldest mind and the bravest heart. Lady Chorda? No, I'm here at hand. Say the word and I will wield his wrath against our enemies. Gabella. She stands motionless, deep in a trance, but returns to reality the moment you approach. And heartless, and your every breath and heartbeat has been in anticipation of the moment. Domin Gamma. Do not hesitate. Step into the darkness and allow your shield and shadow to walk with you. Tempting, but no. Leaving you behind just so we can get the extra stories with Heinrichs and Ulfar, if there are any. Thank the Emperor for having met you. Well, yeah, most definitely. She was quite a good companion. Quite useful and fun little DLC with her. Glad to see you undaunted by the unknown. Let's say nothing. Oh yeah, no, thank the Emperor for having met you. Such was its design in the pattern of the blood-spun web. My thread has stretched out to yours, Domin Gamma, to shield you, to serve you. She touches a wound that has barely begun to heal, and every night I praise him for the honor of letting me twine around your path. Okay, and plans afterwards. She frowns as if failing to understand the question. A shadow is inseparable from Master Domin Gamma. I will follow you as before and guard your thread. Okay, so still serving. So, a tarot reading. There's no need for reading. The cards will ask if we are prepared to face the challenge with dignity, and that will be the answer to our own question. Alright, still no future predictions. Whatever waits us, it is time we set forth. Every thread ends in death, but only an undying one knows the time and place. True enough. Death is always the end. So, Pascal, Solomon, Heinrichs, and Argent and Cassia. Pascal. The tech priest is checking his gear, whispering prayers to Amnesa. He looks up at you and speaks matter-of-factly. The tactical equipment audit is 97% complete. No critical failures detected. The Amnesa shows a favor. Oh, I wonder if we should bring Pascal. We are having a save point here, so if we need to, I guess we can swap out if needed. You do not seem to worry about the coming landing. A mission of reconnaissance is a blessed and desirable one for an explorator. The data soul of the one who explores, analyzes, and charts overflowed with joy of servitude. Pascal lowers his eyes. I'd be honored to disembark with you. But alas, you are staying on board. You took good care of my ship and equipment the dynasty will not forget. Where the iron flowers of the opposite bloom, there must also be his passionate gardeners. Thank you for honoring this unit by letting it serve the formidable spirit of the Von Valancius dynasty's flagship and your ladyship. When the campaign comes to an end, will you stay on duty or return to your fellow tech racing? He has this whole discontinuing task to do, right? It has been a joy to serve such a distinguished person, but duty calls the Armanet Collective to a different mission. The message of change must be proclaimed. The believers must be separated from the doubters. Pascal, no, Armanet looks at you curiously. The experience of our comradeship has taught this unit much. The trials and battles we have gone through have produced trust, sincerity, mutual understanding. Armanet will lead his flock through the flames and forge the sect into a religion. Right, so about to be a very big civil war for them. What are they going to be branded as heretics? Maybe have a good fortune. There's no such thing as good fortune. May the statistical probability be predictably positive. Same thing. Solomon. Solomon is still in deep thought, looking more like a statue than a living person. Only when Gleito lets out a low growl, drawing Solomon's attention, does he break his stillness and raise his eyes. Come with some parting words, Rogue Trader. Now's time. There may not be another opportunity. I'm glad I passed across. Yeah, he was fun to have in the party. Are you afraid to step into the unknown where there is no law? No more than Gleito is. Solomon ruffles the back of the cybermastiff's neck, wearing a sad, slightly tremulous smile. I have you and my dog with me. The God Emperor could grant me no better reward for my service than a chance to either die valiantly in good company or overcome unimaginable peril by your side. What more could I want? Well, he's quite simple. What are you going to do if we survive? I will follow your orders to find a new marshal, of course. And after that, I will leave you. For how long, only the Emperor knows. Every arbitrator counts now, and I am needed on Nargonis. Fair enough. Promise. Gleito, I'll keep an eye on your arbitrator. If you die, I promise. No, Solomorn's probably going to die first. Anyways, ready, Solomorn? You know I am. Solomorn places his hand firmly on his weapon, and Glato stands at attention, echoing his master's determination. Heinrichs van Kalox nods to you. Our journey together approaches its end. One last push and the secrets of the Expanse and Kalkasar will be laid to rest. I can't wait. I'm tired of the shroud of secrecy that has hidden the truth even from me. Yeah, you're gonna meet your mentor again down there. And I have questions for him. I want to know why I was left in the dark about everything, about everything that was happening in the shadows of the Expanse, why all the acolytes died on the way here. Well, almost all the Lord Inquisitor's acolytes. Why? Heinrich exhales sharply and stiffens. I want to hear what he has to say, and then make my judgment. Good for you, although does that mean he could still become traitorous to us? When this is all over, what will you do? Heinrich presses his lips together and shakes his head. I feel uneasy even thinking about it. But if Lord Inquisitor Xavier Kalkazar falls today, he locks eyes with you. Someone has to take the rosette of the Ordo Xenos, at the very least until the Inquisition Enclave determines who will be a worthy successor to Xavier. Alright, change in management. Epitaph awaits, seal your heart. The interrogator dips his head. Lead on, Rogue Trader. Argenta. She greets you with a clear and burning gaze. I pray, Rogue Trader, I pray that the hearts of your comrades remain strong, that our courage holds, that our weapons prevail. I pray that the light of terror does not turn away from us for a moment, and that the fire within us only burns brighter as the foes before us grow fiercer. And I pray for you. Terror's light is what guides us through the darkness, but you are the force that keeps us from straying from the path. Quite a thing to say, considering how, well, we're not that heretical, almost heretical. Some of the heretical things we've done. Glad to have you as my ally. Together until the end, sister, in his name and for Terra's light. No, glad to have you as my faithful ally. I would not have reached the end of my path without you, so I say this without hiding it. I'm just as glad to be fighting shoulder to shoulder with you. That's nice. Glad it did not end the way it did with Theodora. Have you had time to think about the future? I will carry on my service to the Emperor as I always have, but no longer as a fledgling sister battle, but as a keeper of a relic that has been bestowed upon me by his will. I want to bring light to all the faithful in the Necrons Expanse, as Saint Argenta did in her lifetime, and I know I am ready for this mission. Alright, maybe she will become a saint as well. And then we're almost out of time. Prepare yourself. I prepared now and always. And lastly, Cassia. Gamma, the faint smile on Cassia's face makes you momentarily forget about the impending battle. We have traveled a long road together. Let us finish it together as well. Glad you're sharing this moment with me today. Bow, I'm honored to have you among my companions, Lady Cassia. Nod curtly. No, glad you're sharing this moment. This is what friends are for. To be here for one another in times of joy and times of sorrow. I learned it all from you. She has grown quite a bit. Probably not the future you dreamt of, but if all this ends in victory for us, what do you intend to do next? I've been running for too long, hiding behind others while my home, my family, were being torn apart by hatred and strife. And what could a young, inexperienced girl do to those who were so desperate to either destroy me or bend me to the will? Cassia smiles bitterly. The throne and Novator of House Ocelio will no longer sit empty, but My only regret is that I shall have to leave your ship and the darkness between the stars that I've come to love so much. I hope you will visit me. That would probably be nice. Steel yourself, Lady Cassia. The hour of battle is at hand. My heart is fluttering, Lord Captain, but not because of fear or doubt. I am ready to face what is coming. Alright, and here we go. Permission to take off. We are heading to Epitaph. Acknowledge glory to the Von Valancius dynasty. Be safe, Lord Captain. Right, I believe we said we were going with this setup. Airlight, Argenta, Cassia, Heinrichs, and then Ulfar. Won't be able to do anything technical, but don't think that'll be necessary. Plus, we're pretty set on gear, so if there was something to find, I doubt we'd be making use of it. Solomon might be fun to have, or Glato. But yeah, I'm not sure how difficult the battles will be, so going with something that's a bit of a sure thing. Well, maybe not necessarily a sure thing, but more likely outcome. With Airlight, Argenta, and Cassia. So much reliance on those three. A lot of Necrons. Why are they just standing around? Yeah, bridge vessels. And okay, cannot interact with them. So
Even
no
the
returning.
wicked Xenos were no match for the scourge that has befallen them. How pitiful their empty shells look.
That was Argenta about that. So, did he use the tech lights?
Duty prevails.
Yet? Nanotech hotshot and last gun. Last ditch armor, medium. Once our wounds are reduced to 0 for the first time in combat, they immediately regain 16 remaining combat and gain 100 momentum. Alright, might be good for Heinrichs. Oh, his light armor. Yeah, let's go with the last ditch. Oh, she is not using all lots. Okay, need to get something for Cassia. One AP after killing an enemy once per round. Maybe. dodge is pretty good though. But yeah, she is kind of gonna be attacking every single time, so maybe not. Could give her the spinner armor. What is perplexed? Reduction to ballistics weapon and intelligence perception. 2 rounds though. Let's try the Karskin armor. And then you're generally not being attacked. Make sure you have the better medical bags. There we go.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Everything is falling apart. That's odd. Weird, it's kind of like it OBS reset itself for some reason. Well, the stream is looking fine still, so carry on, I guess. Out of the corner of your eye inside the glowing green orb mounted on the contraption, you can see the reflection of people who are not here. They are looking at you curiously and fearfully. Okay, mysterious. Loud Necrons. An odd haze obscures your vision, and for a moment you see the metallic corpses at your feet. Turn into the bodies of soldiers clad in the clothes of your dynasty.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
You notice it making the same rhythmic sound over and over as if trying to say something, but losing its train of thought and starting anew every time. Every few moments the metal particles lose their color and become translucent, and you can see something dark and formless behind the metal, yearning to be born but unable to do so yet. Is that it fighting against the tech blight? And really on this middle of nowhere. broken metallic finger sticks out from between the sarcophagus doors that are slightly ajar. It wriggles weakly. A few warriors who have risen walk without noticing how their ranks have thinned. This procession is a far cry from the march of annihilation it was meant to be. That's thinned? Wow. And where are they marching off to, and why have they noticed us? So many layers. Very detailed location.
Never doubt me.
Explosives for everyone. Wreck and ruin. Reattack with this weapon if they shot them from the wreck on the same turn. Free shot with this one if they shot them from ruin. Might be good. Might have been good for shy. No burst damage, but 35 to 40. Yeah, basically a free 2 attacks. Astral Currents. First round of combat wearer gains 20 MP. Movement cost is not affected by threatened areas. Wearer's movement does not trigger attacks of opportunity, but only for the first round. Sounds impressive, but not that great. Alright, this will be broken, I think. Yeah, this is the first big battle. Which, if it is, then... yeah, we'll lead this fight. If it is a fight. I might be able to talk our way through. Yeah. Alright, so yes, we're not hostile, so if we can talk our way through, we'll do it. But probably after that confrontation, I think we'll end it there.
What lies?
Elegy of
beyond?
Sorrow. The drawn out metallic groans form a painful and melancholy melody, but one that oozes with a venomous spite. The armor plates sing in an unknown language. You do not decipher the language of the ancient Xenos race. Really? Oh, so we must have missed something. You feel as though the meaning is on the verge of reaching your mind, unless the monster cuts your life short before that. The grating roar is more like the sound of a metal torture instrument than a sentient being's speech. Must have been one of those checks that we failed. Yeah, did we fail something on the first world? Yeah, it's either going to be the first tomb or the second tomb that we found. Ulfar. I recognize a leader and a true warrior in this one. Yes, still a Xenos unworthy of life, but a warrior all the same. I bet this noble madman of battle will fall by my hand. If you say so. Ulfar casts a joyous look over at the party as if expecting someone to take him up on the wager. Examine the creature. The Xenos' entire skeletal body is made of an unknown metal, interlaced with greenish energy channels aglow with currents. Below its waist, the flares of a grav pad are humming and rattling. Its upper limbs fuse into a formidable heavy cannon. Not a single part of the monster's body betrays vulnerability. Without a doubt, this is a technologically superb machine designed to annihilate all life. Disabling it will not be so easy. Yeah, we fought a few of these before. Only vulnerable from the back. Let's find another way, fall back. We've done no harm. Well, we can't even communicate, so destroy the creature. Plus, it's a Necron. They do not really negotiate. The sound of the vibrating metal plates has both the rhythmic malice of a march and the hollow hum of misery. The lament of an immoral mechanism doomed to eons of wrath and battle. Or else an impending demise. The salvo from the monster's cannon is an infernal orchestral chord that makes the very fabric of space tremble.
A curious specimen.
Alright, cast the Irregulet and Gamma first. Yeah, a bit spread out on different elevations. Probably get rid of these 4. And then, yeah, the rest will have to be fought normally. Alright, we'll be able to see how well Ulfar performs then.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Find. You found something. Someone found something. Unknown. Maybe something to loot after the fight is over. And I think that should cover everything. Battle starts.
If I may.
Alright, keep the usual strategy. Get you to turn around so I can hit you from the back.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Excellent. Move up a little bit more. Oh, can you still... No, you are out of range of that.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
What about right here? There we go. Do this and then we can use Bring It Down on Gamma. Yeah, okay, that is going to reach.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Right, no doubt why you moved.
A genius at work. Oh, a wicked thought.
Diffusing flame. Now finish your buffing. There you go. Give Gamma her full turn now.
Why navigators are feared.
Now, what else do we have left? It's just a regeneration. Yeah, I think it's just a regeneration.
A wicked thought.
Alright, momentum, we can give Cassia another proper turn. But for now... Good, they are nice and close. Move a little bit further. Probably do this as well. Get you out of the way.
Schemes within schemes. Fate's flames! Another one. Let's see.
Let's... Again, another lag spike. Your internet is really unstable today. Alright, well, give it a moment. Yeah, definitely need to just finish this battle and then call it there. Alright, so stabilize it or still bouncing around. Okay, look like it's finally somewhat stabilized. Did you get some extra AP? Oh yeah, and enfeeble. Should have been... I should have cast that.
A wicked thought.
That is bonus damage. Alright, Cassia. Your turn again. You can do Walking Nightmare on all of them. Or the Warp Curse Unleashed. Yeah, that's bonus damage.
I'm a navigator, not a servitor. Me? Captain? I'm not accustomed to be...
Oh, interested in that guy? How much HP do you have left? Not much, 385. Here, that might be able to finish you off. Can we hit anyone up in there? No.
Me? If you...
Cannot be solved.
Okay, Hydrox has turned for some reason. Is there anything you can do? No, no movement. Guess we could use this. Ember's Wrath. No, that's the... Is that the heroic ability? No, okay, that's normal.
I won't object to it.
Alright, that'll still hit that one.
This tedium is beneath me. I understand your intent. I'll deal death with my hands.
And he is gone.
If it serves your cause.
Alright, you're out. This all the damage.
Ancestors guide me.
I guess I'll go ahead and dispatch you then, or try to.
Fall creature!
370. Might still get a proper turn. Never mind, it's stunned. I think you're the most dangerous one left. The rest of them are Necron warriors. Yeah, it looks like they're also blighted as well.
The storm approaches. Schemes within schemes.
Alright, we can do that.
What if? A genius at work.
Alright, we're supposed to give Airlit a turn.
A wicked thought.
No weakness is hidden from my sight. I am not your Zeke. Ancestors guide me.
Alright, make sure you're not getting up. Veil degradation is getting quite high.
Schemes. Ah, another one is shattered.
Nope, not enough damage to you. Most of them almost gone. Maybe move Hynix around to this one. Okay, so that one burned to death. Yeah, have Heinrich's focus on this one.
But of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it. For the throne.
Excellent. Can we reach that one? Almost.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
I forgot to use the door. And I guess we'll have Ulfar go on this one.
The wolf is on the hunt.
How effective are you going to be? Pretty effective.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. Cubs play. See how the ruins out of your bones.
Excellent. Can we run a gun up to this one? No, just a little short.
Our foes reek of cowardice.
Although... No, okay. That would have something that hit in a larger area.
Wolves, I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
This one might fall on its own. Oh, she cannot reach over there.
Rejoice in battle!
Maybe you can burst fire over to this one, and then use a flamethrower on that one.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Barely. Nothing better either.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Huh. Why was it exploding? Oh, all characters adjacent. Okay, should have paid a bit more closer attention to that particular wording. Heinrich, how are you doing? Any traumas? No, just a fresh injury. Alright, so I'll be easy enough to deal with. Oh, and that used up almost all of your ammo in the first volley.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Yeah, and unlike with the other one, we're gonna have to not have Argenta stand next to it.
Doubt is for the...
Okay, not a bad result. Ulfar definitely performs well enough. just have to be careful of the friendly fire with Argenta. Heinrichs did decent damage as well. Alright, so not a bad lineup. Let's get this stuff looted and then call it there. Dynasty Notebook. The tiny notebook is adorned with the coat of arms of House von Valancius. The pages made from real paper carry a pleasant scent of perfume and are covered in ruler straight lines of text. Impressive that the perfume has lasted this long. The meaning is locked behind intricate cipher, but you do not need to know the contents of it to identify the author. You know this perfect calligraphic handwriting all too well. Right, so Theodora.
One step
I wonder if there's something we could have found that would have let us decipher it. Also, in addition to it being something from Theodora, is the fact that it is real paper. Some of these ancient, sacred, and precious machines are labeled with the von Valancius property mark, while others bear the stark emblems of the Inquisition. Alright, so Theodora and Calcazar were working together to do something to the Necrons.
Another notch.
Nice. Device seems to be connected to the energy systems of the crypts and is powering the equipment on the camp in violation of all the operational canons. Okay, so rather than using their own power supplies, they use the crypt's own power sources. Efficient. No gear from them.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
Surface of the Steely is roiling with revolting bubbles, as if it is trying to disgorge itself into some new form. Is that it? Also, if we had tried to avoid the fight, was that a possibility? No, there were Necrons up here. Yeah, there was no other path. Alright, so the fight was completely unavoidable. Unavoidable. If only stealth was a thing in this game. Let's see, how much on this particular part do we have? So that's a dead end. Dead ends, dead ends. So somewhere over here. Yeah, that's a bit of a shield. Looking especially since it is, yeah, protecting Imperium tech. And again with the drop. Alright, well I suppose that is quite excellent timing then, all things considered. So, yeah, let's go ahead and end it there. It'll be a good way to space things out and hopefully have a better connection for tomorrow. So, nice progress. Probably could have finished today, though with all the reading, yeah, I think all the reading would definitely put us over time, in addition with any difficulty with the battles that may occur. But yeah, regardless, good progress. We are very close to the end. When I looked at a previous save file from my first run to see how many areas left, I think that the next area is the last one. and there's like something like 2 or 3 battles in there, so shouldn't be anything too bad once we reach the next side. And which one then we will be done with the game. But that will have to be for tomorrow. Right, so yeah, finishing up Rogue Trader tomorrow. Then Wednesday back to Abiotic Factor. And that will be on the old schedule of 331. So 3 days Abiotic Factor coming up. And yeah, with Abiotic Factor, we're exploring the reactor zone. I believe that's mainly what we're doing. Might do a little resource farming, but otherwise should be mostly exploration. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, there's also some blueprints we do need to try to make. But yeah, even with all that, I think it will be heavy exploration of the reactor area for next time. And then Abiotic Factor, that is getting close to the end, I think. At which point, whenever that gets done, will be the new run of Rimworld. While Saturday, replacing Silk Song since we finished that, will be the continuation of our Phoenix Point run that we put on hold to play some Silk Song. So it'll continue as a Saturday only. And yeah, that one we left off in the middle of a battle. Very difficult one. So we'll be getting back to that. As for Sunday, replacing Rogue Trader will be Vampire. So yeah, another RPG, choices matter type thing, featuring vampires, of course. Very surprising, huh? Saw parts of playthrough before, looked fun, so hopefully it does end up being fun. But yeah, just giving it a try next time. If it does end up, however, though, being absolutely terrible, probably switch over to Prey. Though Vampire, yeah, I'm thinking that it should at least still be a full playthrough, as usual. And that is pretty much it for what's coming up. So, with nothing else, quite the early end, all the same, thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow or subscribe to the channels, depending on where you prefer watching, whether it be on Twitch or on YouTube for notifications when we're online. Otherwise, as always, my social media for updates and notifications. Twitter is at Irmi_EE, I am RE_EE, and Blue Sky at Irmi-EE. Or it's the same thing, just a difference between dash or underscore depending on where you prefer to go. Otherwise, if you don't use social media, or at least those ones, I do try to stream every day about the same time between 12:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. US Central, usually every day 30 minutes, though today and tomorrow are kind of bit special since we are nearing the end of a game. So yeah, just kind of change it up a bit just for these few days. That way we don't end up in a situation where we start up a stream with like 30 minutes left of a game and then have to try to find something else. But yeah, normally I do try to stay in between those times. So that being said, once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you to those who happen to stop by the stream live, as well as a thank you to those who may end up watching the VOD. Hope you're all really entertained and that you have a good day or night, whichever may happen to be, and that you stop by again next time. With that, thank you and goodbye.